synchronized movement. Oh, look. Put his hand over his mouth. You would across the street all black. I love exposing them. See that? The double team. All right, synchronized movement. He's wearing all black. They've been using the color, the black, gray, and red sparingly. Well, red sparingly, but the color black and gray. You know, almost active daily. But just wanted to again explain what it is that they do. You know, so the other guy on this side, you know, he looks over at the guy across the street wearing all black, and he puts his hands over his mouth. All right, this is what they do. Look. How many times have you seen this action today, huh? How many times have you seen this? Look, you see, he put his hands over his mouth. I kind of angled the phone, hoping that he would do something so that you guys can see. But, you know, this is what they do, right? Let me tell you, these criminal groups, criminal stalking groups. You see what they do? Criminal stalking groups. This is how they operate. All right, like I said, we STIs, we have to prove what it is that we're saying. And it is meant to look as if, you know, something that's naturally being done, or actually being done, but, you know, natural behavior of humans, and it's not. It is not. Yes, people will, you know, they may forget something such and such, but as a TI, you look, MBL 3281. See? So whenever time they attack me, you know, lately you'll start to see what I talk about. The colors, the black, gray, or silver, the color red, and what number do you see will always appear, number 32, right? The only thing missing now is the New York Predator Department, but I'm sure they'll show up. I'm sure they will show up. All right, you see the color red across the street. See, what did I say? What did I say, right? Let me tell you. let me tell you, man. You know, when you can expose them in a way in which that, you know, they continue to believe that I'm not exposing them. That's why they do what they do. A lot of the color red show up, right? You know, it just makes things more interesting for me. In terms of now that I start to see more of the patterns and how to recognize it, and as he just what he does with his phone as he walks to the vehicle. I'm gonna show you guys what he does. So he has his phone like this, and he's like pointing it to me with his thumb in the middle of the phone, just like that, right? Yeah. So you want you guys to see that. That's what he does. All right. So those sort of things that they do, those sort of behavior. All right. And look, the key. You'll see taking. Look, he's showing me his key. Look. All right. What does he do? All right. Just look at the action. And I talk about how they'll make their hand like a V. All right. So.
I just explained my editor.
Remember, yes, I can explain it all. So he takes his umbrella, right, and he moves it to his other hand to mask the fact that, you know, when they do the like a V, like what I'm doing, you know, I'm making the V right now with my hands, you know. So they use hand signals to make a V, to make the L shape, you know, right? So a V. You know, I'm gonna always be victorious. When they look up at the window, I will always be a winner, right? When they look down at their feet, all right, when you look down at their feet, what is that? What is the institution and where you institutionalize people where they don't wear shoes? All right, so again, let me explain that, which, you know, as he just said, because, you know, I'm explaining in chief. And early on in my targeting, when I would get home, you know, at the time, I was seeing a therapist because of of the mental breakdown that I had because of being targeted. So on the day that I go see my therapist, when I come home, family members would be sitting in the living room, no shoes on, and they would start shaking their feet. All right, and then there's certain movies that they will gear you to watch. Like for example, if you watch the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or any movie that have where people are institutionalized in terms of in psychiatry, right? They give them clothes, but it's with no shoes, stuff like that. So the feet thing is meant to represent you being crazy, right? It also, in another form, represents the caste system, whereas the darker skinned people in the caste system, they're at the bottom. They are the feet, right? So they're the lowest part of the body, just like they're the lowest part of society in the caste system, right? So there's certain times when they'll use it to send me both type of subliminal messages. Can I catch that bus right there? That is the let me see if I can get on that bus. Maybe not. Can I get on there? Let's see if I want to walk on the street. Look, water bottle. Good timing, right? Good timing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, only the 49.
Okay, got it.
There you go. Anybody tell you you're beautiful today?
Not yet, but you're...
Well, I just did. So there you go.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next stop, Clarkson Avenue.
City of New York.
Roger that in Clarkson
Sorry.
Avenue.
Alright, so again how they use the power of association to engage in their stalking, their dark dual linguistic program.
Please exit through the rear door.
Thank you, have a good day. So she look at my uncle and she look at the bus driver. So anyway, why did the bus driver park so far from, where the bus sign is, right? Because again, they wanted to see if I was going to run for the bus. I don't run. I can't run. I mean, I could, but if I do, then I might injure myself, right? So this is what they do. Look, right? But yeah, so I paid her a compliment, right? Look, man. Again, parking on the damn sidewalk, right? No ticket at all. You know, I always say when they want to target me, they will use various methods, right? And you guys, you'll see how many times you'll see the New York Predator Police Department around when, you know, they are targeting me. But yet you have vehicles parked up on the sidewalk, not a ticket on it though, right? Funny how that worked, right? All right, funny how that worked. Okay, funny how that shit worked. But anyhow, look at the clown over there, kicking on his feet. I'll do the same thing too. Watch, look, look, look. Do it again. Come on, do it again. Come on, do it again. Okay, sirens. Come on, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Look. Thank you. Thank you. HXA 2322. Whew. Oh yeah. When I talk about the emboldened criminality of these people, and it's the reason why they behave like this is because, again, there are criminals within predator law enforcement agencies and predator law enforcement officers that are a big part of targeting, a big part of engaging in these sort of crimes, psychological crime. How you doing? All right? Because this is what they do, and they try to get away with it, all right, through the villainization, the victimization of target individuals, and the destructive labeling to try to discredit or remove those from move TIs from the society because of the crimes that they committed of non-consensual illegal microchipping, non-consensual human experimentation, without the written explicit consent of what's going on. So this is what they do. So like I said, they're not going to get away with it. Anyhow, talk to you guys next video.